we feel that there is, I suppose, perhaps an underreaction to the scale of the challenge. Yeah. That whilst there is a lot happening, the question is it enough?
Yeah, well,
that is our kind of abiding kind of, I suppose, that runs through all of the threads, whether it's mental health or education, is, yeah, there's stuff happening, it's good, but is it enough to address the scale of the crisis? Jim Daly accepted that there is a crisis. You said that there is an enormous challenge in education, and I guess that would be the point, and I'd like to hear from your colleague as well.
Just I'll pick you up on that point. Yeah, sorry, Mary. We're hoping to get very, very good learnings from these pilots. I know I came in just on the
but they're 2 years away.
Yeah, you know? But at the same time, if we look at the change within the education system in the last 5 to 10 years, one of the major feedbacks from teachers is that intensity of change, the pace of change. You'll all hear that as committee members on the Education Committee. But one thing that I am picking up, just to reassure the committee, we do get those messages of challenges in this sector, whether it's coming from principals or teachers in terms of the challenges, and we're going to meet them head on. But obviously, if there's other pieces of information that can add value to that conversation, we're open to that.
Thank you, Minister. And Minister for State.
Thanks very much. And Senator, I do want to say thank you for all the work that you've done. I think it's very much acknowledged through the travelling community. Last week I launched this document, and it's the action plan for increasing traveller participation in higher education. And I know I mentioned figures earlier, but you know, you are right when you say, you know, that there isn't meaningful inclusion and is it dropout or push out. And what was very interesting at the launch was that we had 6 students there that were actually in higher education. And listening to them, yes, I launched the action plan, and what I realised from the action plan actually was it also bought into what the young students were saying. So just to give you an idea of what the students were saying themselves, and they were saying they were finding they hadn't the confidence to go into third level. They felt excluded, they weren't welcome, they were uncomfortable. Now, what do they think would help? They felt sorry that there was that they were bullied, that there was hate speech, which you have talked about so much. But they also then talked about what can help them. And 3 or 4 distinct pieces of information came through, which are actually in this action plan. So one is that transition from secondary school, we'll say, to third level, or even some of them don't go through secondary school, they come through via another pathway. They talked about the access officer being hugely important in the higher education institution. They talked about one good adult helping them, you know, to get that confidence. That came up on numerous occasions. They talked about having teachers in the system from the travelling community, and that is our Path 1 funding, and that Path 1 funding is 2.7 million over 3 years. And I think you were talking about the Tubber project earlier.
Is it on a firm footing?
It's where, well, the money I gave was over 3 years. So I think it is, because I think we know the importance of it. One of my most senior colleagues, actually, Assistant Secretary General, was at the meeting, and he was also, you know, he heard exactly what the students were saying. Yes, we read documents, we meet more different adults, but it was actually really good to hear what the students said. The other piece of information that they talked about was the schools of sanctuary and the universities of sanctuary. I have visited schools of sanctuary in Galway, and also the various, I think there's 6 institutions in the higher education universities and institutes of sanctuary. And again, it's to give them that confidence and to welcome them in. That's, you know, it's not just academia, there's more to it and there's more going on. I mean, we're really trying to get that understanding of what exactly is preventing, you know, our students from the travelling community going forward.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. We've had a very long session today, and we've had very long sessions. We've had 3 on mental health, 2 on health, 4 on education, and we have 4 coming up on employment, because all of these things interact with each element, and we'll be looking at accommodation as the last module. So, you know, we will be telling it how it is, and we will be making very direct recommendations, whilst acknowledging that there are some positive things happening as well. But I think it's the scale of the challenge and all of those areas that is very arresting. And I think all of us as committee members have been, you know, shocked anew really with the level of disparity between settled community and the general and travellers in terms of access to education, but also access to health, access to the impact of mental ill health, and of course employment as well. 80% unemployment rate when we're at full employment as an economy. So all of those things have to be addressed and taken seriously. So thank you very much to the ministers who've come, but all the other witnesses from the department, from AINTHS, from the ETBs, from the HEA and from NALA. And we're now adjourning, and we will be back again next Tuesday at 11. So thank you very much.
Thank you.